The things that we can do with this program. It's asking us to graph the greatest integer function. We don't have a graph yet. I'm going to click down. You can click anywhere and it will graph the greatest integer function at that point. Our equation is always of the form y is equal to a times the greatest integer bracket b times the regular bracket x minus h, close the regular bracket, close the greatest integer bracket, plus k. Our vertex is the negative of whatever this is, -1. The positive, the same as whatever this is, -1, -1. You go to that vertex, -1, -1, which is right here, and click, and it draws my greatest integer function. You don't have to click on your vertex, you can click anywhere and drag it around. It gives you a glowing green vertex. That's to say, this is the vertex that we're dealing with. But you can drag any vertex to that point. The tread length is 1 over b. The a is -2, and the b is -1. The tread length is the reciprocal of -1, which is still -1. The a is the distance between the steps. So I can grab any step. If you grab the step just above the green one, that's the easiest representation of a. But if I grab the next one higher, you can drag it wherever you want. You can grab any step and then drag that. It's a little bit easier to grab this one. So this is if it was +2, but I want it to be -2, so I'm going to drag it down to here, -2. The b value is -1. This is if it was +3, it was 0. If it was -1, it's going to be right here. That is how you can graph the greatest integer function. You can grab really any dot, you can grab any hollow dot, and it'll allow you to drag it left and right to stretch the steps. You can grab any of the bars, and it'll allow you to lift them up and down. If you grab this bar, it will assume that you're just trying to move the whole graph. It will redirect you to that vertex. If you grab one of the solid vertices, it will think you want to move the whole graph. It doesn't matter which one you grab. You can zoom in. You can zoom in by clicking on the magnifying tool. Then any point you click on, it will zoom to. Eventually, it gets to a maximum zooming in of 20 times. We're at 20. That's the maximum that you can zoom in. If you click on the zoom out tool, same thing. You can just keep clicking. You can, if you double click on the magnifying glass and you're zoomed in, it'll zoom out fully. It's at 100%. If you double click again, it'll zoom in. It just switches from being regular, double click, fully zoomed in, double click, regular. This is the translation tool. You can translate the graph around, the snapping and the unsnapping. So let's say we wanted to get to 1.5 with our vertex. All right, so if I drag this to 1.5 and the snapping tool is on, it'll just snap to 2. If you turn the snapping tool off and you drag it, it will allow you to drop it wherever and it doesn't snap back. Let's say we want it to be a little bit more exact. Back to the snapping tool on, turn the snapping tool off, and then you can move. If you're zoomed out, every step is going to be a 1/10 of whatever this orange box is, right? And the orange box is 1, so a 1/10 of that is a 1/10. Every time we're moving by 1/10, so it's 1/10, 2 tenths, 3 tenths, 4 tenths, 5 tenths, 6 tenths, 7 tenths, 8 tenths, 9 tenths, and 10 tenths, which is 1. Every time you hit the arrow key, it's moving by a 1/10. That's also true if you zoom in fully. It'll always move 1/10 of one of these square boxes. So I was here, and I want to move the solid dot to 0.5. I'm just moving over one box each time. Now notice I'm moving by 1/10. So if I want to get to 0.5, that's fine. If I want to get to 0.6, that's fine. But if I want to get to 0.55, I'm at 0.5, turn off the snapping tool. 0.5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The pencil tool allows you to draw on the screen. If you want to write something, if you want to say that this vertex is at, let's say our vertex is supposed to be at 2, -3. You can write on the screen. If I wanted to draw a line that goes through the solid dots, and you can change the color to anything you like. If I want to make a nice red line that went through all my solid dots. So you just draw a line, hold it for a second, and it becomes a nice straight line. And you can draw a line like that. If you're on a computer, if you hold down the control key, the ink starts coming out. Double clicking on the eraser will erase any drawings that you've made if the pencil's on. If the pencil's not on, double clicking on the eraser will erase your step function. If you're on level 1 or level 3 or level 5. If you're on an even level, if you're on level 2, you double click the eraser, it will not erase the line. You can move the spreadsheet. This is a spreadsheet, so you can do calculations in here. On some levels, it's asking you to put your answer in here. You can move the spreadsheet around. This is a little keyboard which will allow you to mostly move stuff around. If you're using the arrow keys down here, you can press your enter button, especially if you're on an iPad. You can hide the keyboard, you can hide the tools. You have some functions that you can use inside your spreadsheet. You can edit and undo stuff, paste stuff, fill stuff down. This is to take you to your results. This is to take you to the rest of the math page. You have help videos on how to use this program. That's the video you're watching right now, and all the different levels. These are examples of how to properly answer each of these levels. That's the overview for the greatest integer function or step function program. Have a good day.